Dawn had barely broken over Southbridge, Chicago, when Jasmine Reed stepped out into the cold, damp morning. The world was draped in gray. Wet pavement reflected flickering street lamps. Rain puddles clung to cracked sidewalks. Every breath hung visible in the chill. But Jasmine's heart burned with a different fire. Today was her chance. She was 24, raised in a poor neighborhood, determined to escape. Her mother, Linda, had worked 2 jobs, serving tables by day, cleaning hospitals by night, raising Jasmine alone. Their small apartment was worn but filled with love and sacrifice. In the mirror that morning, Jasmine stood tall and resolute. Her natural curls pinned in a neat bun, crisp white blouse and navy suit. Her best outfit, bought on sale, now clean and pressed. She sipped black coffee to steady her nerves, read her mother's message. "My dearest daughter, today is your special day," and felt strength enter her bones. Today was the interview of her life. Whitmore and Blake, the prestigious financial firm downtown, had invited her for a panel interview. She had prepared for months. Resume polished, recommendations printed, speech practiced in front of trembling mirrors. This job would change everything. Jasmine descended the stairs of her aging building, each creak echoing her heartbeat. Outside, dark clouds rolled overhead. A sudden gust whipped her coat against her legs. She looked up. The sky had turned slate black. Lightning flickered on the horizon. She pulled her collar tight and stepped into the flow of commuters, each rushing to escape the storm. Just 3 blocks from the L station, she noticed an old sedan on the shoulder, hood up and steam rising into the gray. Rain began to fall hard. She paused. The woman inside, an elderly white man, stood beside the car, drenched, shaking his head in defeat. Her mind screamed, "Don't stop. Don't be late." But her heart whispered, "Someone needs help." Torn, she knelt beside him, offering her umbrella and asking softly, "Do you need help?" He looked at her with weary eyes. "I'm sorry to bother anyone, miss. My car died, battery's dead. And my phone's dead too." Jasmine hesitated. She could keep going and catch the L train in 5 minutes. But she remembered her mother's sacrifices. She imagined being alone in trouble in the rain. She smiled gently. "It's okay. I'll stay with you until help arrives." She placed her umbrella over both of them and called roadside assistance from her phone. Minutes stretched. She checked a small stack of cash in her bag. She offered the man a sandwich from her tote. He smiled, grateful but hesitant. She insisted enough so he wouldn't refuse. And when the tow truck finally appeared, she helped push the car until it took that first tow. By then, she knew she was too late for her interview. Her palms shook. The sky rumbled. She called the firm. Her voice lost in the wind said, "I'm so sorry, but I missed my train." The scheduler apologized gently. "We can't reschedule today, maybe next month." The line disconnected before she could speak again. With the man's relief, she said goodbye. He thanked her profusely. "I wish I could repay you." Jasmine forced a smile. That's win enough for today. Weeks passed. When she hadn't heard from Whitmore and Blake, frustration and shame set in. She felt foolish. She wondered if she had blown her one shot. Her mother hugged her. "You did what was right," she said. Some kindness echoes. At work, part-time at a cafe, her energy drained. She kept checking email for any sign. One evening, she received an invitation to an event, Whitmore and Blake Charity Gala, honoring our community heroes. Confused, she accepted. On the night of the gala, she arrived in borrowed elegance. A small donation to attend, a borrowed dress that fit just right. Inside, chandeliers glittered, music hummed. The CEO of Whitmore and Blake took the stage. He began his speech praising selfless service and unexpected heroes. Then he paused and asked the room, "Would Miss Jasmine Reed please step forward?" Her heart skipped. She walked up in disbelief. On stage, a video played, footage from that stormy morning. Jasmine's act of kindness. She gasped as she recognized the elderly man. That was him. The CEO said, "That man is my grandfather. At that moment, you helped him when he had no hope. We tracked you not to penalize but to honor. You exemplify the values we seek." He handed her a gleaming envelope. Inside, a job offer, starting salary higher than she had dared dream, plus a scholarship fund in her name and her mother's. Jasmine stood frozen as applause swelled. She saw her mother in the crowd, crying with pride. Later, as the CEO approached her, she recognized him. The man she'd helped. He introduced himself as Alexander Whitmore, his grandfather's company co-founder. Her hands trembled as he said, "You saved my family. It's our honor to offer you a place in ours." Tears streamed down Jasmine's face. She thanked him over and over. Her life had changed, not because she followed ambition blindly, but because she followed compassion. Over the next months, Jasmine entered the firm as a full-time junior analyst. She excelled, not for praise but to honor that moment. She donated regularly to community shelters. She watched her sunless dream bloom. She helped create scholarships for young women from neighborhoods like Southbridge. Alexander became her mentor, not because she was brilliant, though she was, but because she was kind. Their bond was built on that rainy morning. One day, walking home past the same corner, she saw another stranded car. Without hesitation, she pulled over and helped. The cycle continued. Moral of the story: kindness may cost you your opportunity, but sometimes it leads to the destiny you never saw coming. When you choose compassion over convenience, life often returns the gift in unimaginable